Document name Deployment Diagram Integrating Language Models in Learning Management Systems. Project name LLM Integration Project. Version 1.0. Date the 7th of July 2024. Author John Doe. Approved by Jane Smith. 1. Introduction. Purpose: illustrate the deployment architecture and components for integrating language models (LLMs) into the Learning Management System (LMS). Scope includes deployment diagram depicting hardware and software components, communication paths, and data flow. 2. Components. LLM module. Description: core module providing AI-driven functionalities like recommendations, grading, and tutoring. Type: application server. LMS application. Description: main application managing course content, user interactions, and administrative tasks. Type: application server. Database server. Description: stores user data, learning materials, and AI model outputs. Type: database server. API gateway. Description: facilitates communication between LLM module, LMS application, and external systems. Type: network gateway. User devices. Description: devices used by students, educators, and administrators to access LMS and LLM functionalities. Type: end user devices. 3. Deployment nodes. Node 1 Cloud infrastructure. Components. LLM module, LMS application, database server, API gateway. Node 2 User devices. Components. User devices. 4. Communication paths. Path 1 LLM module to LMS application. Description: API calls for integrating AI-driven features into LMS workflows. Path 2 LMS application to database server. Description: data storage and retrieval for user interactions and learning materials. Path 3 User devices to API gateway. Description: user requests and responses handled through API communication. 5. Network configuration. Configuration 1 Secure HTTPS communication. Description: encrypted communication channels between user devices, API gateway, and backend servers. Configuration 2 Load balancing and scalability. Description: automatic load balancing to ensure performance and scalability during peak usage. 6. Security measures. Measure 1 Data encryption. Description: encrypt sensitive data stored in the database and during transmission. Measure 2 Access control. Description: implement role-based access control (RBAC) to manage user permissions and system privileges. 7. Deployment diagram. Diagram image path to deployment diagram.png. Description: visual representation of deployment nodes, components, communication paths, and network configurations. 8. Conclusion. Summary of deployment architecture and components for LLM integration in the LMS environment. Approval criteria: approval based on accurate representation of deployment infrastructure and alignment with project requirements.